as a Scale 2 Marketing Officer in Mumbai North Zone. He became an EC member of our federation, and the spark in him was recognized by the federation, and he was elevated as working president of the federation. Now I request the zestful and energetic Comrade Nilesh Pawar, the working president of our federation and General Secretary of Mumbai and Goa unit, to energize the audience with his special address.
Welcome, comrades. The President of Southern Unit and President of this function, Comrade Parsarthi ji. The Architect of this function and General Secretary of Southern Unit, Comrade Amarnath ji. Chairman of Federation of Bank of India Officers Association, Comrade Madhusudana sir. Very rightly said, the lion of trade union industry and the leader of leaders, our General Secretary of Federation of Bank of India Officers Association and advisor of BOIOASZ, Comrade Sunil Kumar ji, General Manager MBG South 1, and very respected, I will prefer addressing Rai Saab as Comrade SB Rai Saab because of the speech that he has given. It was really overwhelming to hear General Manager speaking like this. This shows the bonding between all of us. This is very special, comrades. You will not find it in any other bank. When a general manager is addressing the triennial conference and telling you everything about ill effects of privatization and other things. Vice President of Federation of Bank of India Officers Association, Comrade Nagesh. My brother in arms, Comrade Sanil ji. Zonal Manager, Chennai, Madam Devsena ji. The popular DZMs, Shri Ashokan ji and Shri Munda Swami ji, PC Siddhar Saab, Narayan Swami ji, and like rightly said by all the comrades who have come from nooks and corners of across the entire state of Tamil Nadu, Vanakkam, and thanks for, I extend my thanks and gratitude. I share my love and respect to each one of you for calling me for this Triennial General Conference meeting at Chennai, and thank you for the very warm hospitality. I'll start my speech from where Rai sir just left, or what Rai sir was hinting. See, comrades, Rai sir was very aptly pointing out that what is a banker. So he was hinting, you should understand your worth. Who is a banker? In his story, in a small story, he was saying that what a banker does. Let me tell you, comrades, with a very simple example. You, many a times, yeah, everybody, even myself, we used to undermine our identity. Just tell me, comrades, in the entire nation, who can tell that a person is living? Who can give life certificate? Who is the authority? Banker? A doctor can say that a person is dead. He gives the death certificate. But who gives the life certificate? A banker gives the life certificate. Identity. Your identity is immense, comrades. You are nation builders. He was saying that what public sector banks do, we fund the infrastructure. Like very rightly he was saying, the private sector banks, they just do the cozy retail lending, where the NIM is good, the margin, net interest margin is good, NPA ratios are less. But who does the nation building job? Who toils hard? Who does the Jandan? Who does the Mudra? Who does the PM Swanidhi? Who does the infrastructure lending? It is public sector bankers, comrades. So we build the nation. We are the nation builders. So you should understand what is your identity. Understanding your identity, he again pointed out, stay with the organization. There is a career ladder. Like there is a career ladder in our bank. Somebody joins as scale 1, rises up to the ladder of scale 8 now, or even EDs and MDs. There is a career ladder in trade union also. During introduction, the comparer just said that I joined and I was inducted as EC member. See, comrades, This is an open example that you have a future in trade union. It is only in Federation of Bank of India Officers Association that you can see a person among you all of the age of 35 standing across as working president of Federation of Bank of India Officers Association. It is only in Federation of Bank of India. Comrades, what does your organization do for you? He was saying that the monetary conditions, even Munuswamy sir said that the rights that were given in pre-nationalization area or during nationalization areas have to be safeguarded. Yes, your organization does this for you. Your organization fights for your working condition. Many a times we just feel that association is just for transfer and posting. Comrades, welfare is a bigger set. Transfer and posting is only a set of it. The working condition, fighting for somebody's rights, fighting for somebody's justice, safeguarding the interest of officers, especially safeguarding the officers who are being charge-sheeted for bona fide mistakes. That is what your association does for you. So don't ever think that we are only here for transfer posting. Your association does many things for you. If I do just tell, association is like an umbrella. Currently rainy season maybe is still going on. So association is such an umbrella which you can use in rainy season also or even in summer also. Your association is your friend in all the weathers. It is not a fair weather friend who will leave you during the time of distress. Especially during the time of distress, association will stand strong with you. It will ensure that you get the justice for everything. Again, Raisa was saying privatization. Yes, we all are seeing that the privatization clouds are looming around. Let me tell you, comrades, the standalone position of 6 banks is not a very good position. You never know. See, in the last winter session of Parliament, the bill for amending the Nationalization Act was listed. Then All India Bank Officers Confederation had a all over India Bank Bachao Desh Bachao Yatra and ensured that the bill was not tabled. It was listed but it was not tabled. It was only and only because of militancy of All India Bank Officers Confederation and Federation of Bank of India Officers Association in particular that though the bill was listed but it could not get tabled. Our leader, Comrade Sunil Kumarji, met various opposition MPs. Many of our leaders over here also, they met various opposition MPs and submitted the memorandum. All the opposition MPs were given a set of questionnaire. If at all the bill is tabled, what questions are to be asked? I myself met the NCP Supremo Sharad Pawarji, Supriya Sule Madam, the MPs of opposition parties, and we ensured that if at all the bill is tabled, what questions are to be asked? Because our riser has rightly said that we are doing all the work, and he cited an example of ICICI Bank and Yes Bank. Yes, comrades. Just tell me, comrades, who bailed Yes Bank? SBI? So, if at all public sector banks are not that good enough, why are we used to bail out the so-called blue-eyed banks of economy? Yes Bank, once upon a time, he very rightly said, Rana Kapoorji, he was a blue-eyed boy. Chanda Kochar madam, she was who's who of the banking industry. And today, what is the position, comrades? So, comrades, the privatization thing, though it is being put on back burner, but let me tell you, comrades, every session, like in the monsoon session also, we fought it out. And because of that only, the bill was not even listed. But you never know. Because once the bill is listed, it can be brought any time. Or even if they want to change the bill or they want to amend the bill, they can do it through ordinance also. So you need to be well aware. And why do you want to oppose privatization? Because Till the time, comrades, you have this sovereign guarantee of public sector bank, you are safeguarded, comrades. Many of you must have read about Air India. More than 1,600 families were asked to evacuate Air India colony in Mumbai in 15 days. They were staying in they were staying in their quarters. If at all banks are privatized, the entire future of the current generation will be in doldrums. And let me again tell you, even the pension won't be safe. What would be done? It's a hypothetical thing. But what would be done? They would be called that we are not in a capacity to pay pension. This is the amount that the bank has decided, purchase annuity and go. Will not be giving pension. It can happen, comrades. So, those who are retired, those who are about to retire, or those who have 20, 30 years for retirement, all have to come together to safeguard this sovereign guarantee of our bank, or public sector banks to be precise. Because it's a very simple saying, comrades. A threat to one is a threat to everyone. It doesn't matter if it is IOB or Central Bank of India. If they amend the bill, today it can be IOB or Central Bank of India, tomorrow it can be UCO Bank, Bank of India. So, you need to safeguard and ensure that the amendment to the Bank Nationalization Act should not happen for the interest of all of us. Comrades, our organization, like I rightly said, against privatization we are fighting. But let me tell you, comrades, on the monetary fund, our comrade Sunil Kumar ji is advisor to AIBOC. I know you all must be thinking that AIBOC, All India Bank Officers Confederation, the largest confederation in entire country, or if you go as world, it is the largest supervisory cadre, having a membership of more than 3.25 lakh. And if a person sitting over is an advisor to that body, you should understand what is his acumen, what is his skills. So, we are really privileged that we have a person of caliber of Sunil Kumar ji, who is spearheading our federation, at the same time, All India Bank Officers Confederation. Comrades, on the residual part, we had a meeting, and I was fortunate enough to be in the boardroom and hear the meeting. Let me tell you, comrades, All India Bank Officers Confederation in particular, and UFBU, is fighting hard for all the residual issues. We have the signatory, the main signatory of 8th joint note, Comrade Sunil Kumar ji, who was the architect of this joint note, who piloted many agendas. And few things are left out, comrades. But let me tell you, because of vibrancy of Federation of Bank of India Officer Association and AIBOC, I am sure we'll be able to clinch all the residual demands. The main demand among them is 5-day banking. You all must have seen Comrade Sunil Kumar ji tweeting regularly for 5-day. On the contrary, he has gone one step ahead and he has asked to demand 4-day banking. This is negotiation, comrades. When you want 5-day, you ask for 4-day, you will get 5-day. It's a basic negotiation skill. Comrades, very soon, you all must have gone through the minutes. IB has agreed to write a letter to DFS and to put up for 5-day banking. The main hitch was the increase in working hours. So finally, all the constituents of UFBU are on the same page, and very soon, we are positive that the 5-day banking recommendation letter will go to DFS, and DFS will definitely implement it, because all our regulators, RBI, DFS, even LIC, IRDA, everybody is 5-day banking. So why do we just get second and fourth Saturday off? We need our time to rejuvenate ourselves. So the 5-day banking was the most important demand that we had placed, and I am very sure, under the leadership of our Comrade Sunil Kumar ji, will definitely clinch it very soon. Comrades, you all must be, once in a life at least, everybody must have been transferred. There would be few privileged ones who are not yet been transferred anywhere else. But we all get 2.80 per ton per kilometer. Everybody is aware? Most of you must have claimed. Our federation had taken this demand in the last settlement, and it was one of the residual issues. This would be enhanced in a very nice manner. This 2.80 per ton per kilometer will be enhanced. The LFCs. Today, are there any cases where husband and wife are in our bank? In Mumbai, there are many cases because you don't get time to go outside. From morning 9 to 9, you are in bank. So, husband and wife mostly in the same bank, it happens. So, currently, LFCs, are they entitled for 2 LFCs? No. Either husband or wife. We have taken that also. The medical issues, the most burning medical issues of TPA. From yesterday, the new policy has started. As of now, the old TPA is continuing in Raksha. We have requested for discontinuation of TPA and rolling back our previous bank specific policy. We have heavily stressed upon the stagnation increments, comrade, because what we see, it's a very simple foresightedness of our leadership that in the next 5-7 years, there will be stagnancy in each scale. You might be in 1, you might be in 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, anywhere. There will be stagnancy. So, we have very rightly demanded stagnation increments. We have demanded fitment. Our Raisar was hinting that what would be having in our next joint note. Partha sir also just said that we are shortly having a meeting. Let me tell you, comrades, on 13th of this month, our comrade Sunil Kumarji is coming to Mumbai, where the Charter of Demand Finalization Committee is sitting. We'll be finalizing our Charter of Demands, and very shortly, before the end of this month, we'll be submitting our Charter of Demands for 9 joint note to IBA, which will take care of all the demands that we as young bankers, as senior bankers are expecting. The point that Raiji was hinting, it's social profit. Our public sector banks don't account for social profit. We do so many social activities. We do not so profitable things we do, but for what? For we do it for society. So that social profit also has to be encountered or accounted for in the balance sheet. So in the joint note, we are demanding that public IBS should take note of the social profit that public sector banks are doing. It should not be only on the net profit or gross profit. It should see what public sector banks are doing. Comrades, citing that, one very important thing that I'd like to tell you all. You have heard what AIBOC is doing. Now let me tell you, comrades, what your Federation of Bank of India Officer Association is doing for each one of you in our bank. Of late, the vehicle loan was revised, the lease rental for subsidized accommodation was revised. Comrades, which is the most dearest loan for any bank employee? Can I hear? Maybe breakfast हुआ नहीं सही से लगता है. Home loan. Staff home loan, right? Comrades, see, the first loan that any person tries to take, a crucial loan that an employee tries to take is staff housing loan. The first asset that he plans to build is housing loan. I'll just take you a bit back and tell you, comrades, during COVID times, we lost around 146 of our colleagues, sub-staff, clerk, officers in the bank. And what we saw during that time was the entire terminal benefits, around 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs, went towards squaring off the outstanding home loan of the staff. Because currently, all our housing loans are only covered by accidental insurance, and there is hardly any accidental death. It happens. So the insurance purpose was not being served. So it was our federation which demanded very vociferously that we want all the staff housing loans to be insured, leave aside the quantum. And comrades, I'm really very happy to tell you that in the last board meeting, our top management has approved the staff housing loan. This is benevolence, comrade. This is the actual welfare. See, insurance का importance तभी मालूम पड़ेगा या उससे पूछिए who has lost his bread earner of the family. You ask the kith and kin of the family who has lost their bread earner. उनके लिए उस इंश्योरेंस का महत्व देखिए. आज अगर unfortunately किसी को कुछ हो जाता है तो the entire loan amount would be paid by the insurance company and the entire terminal benefits उस family को मिलेगा. This is benevolence. And it is only and only because of active persuasion of our leader, Comrade Sunil Kumar ji, that the board has taken it up and has cleared very shortly. I am hoping once the formalities are over, minutes are approved and passed, the housing loan revamped circular, which will have increasing quantum, increasing repayment period, and insurance for each one of us. Comrades, there are various people still who are not owning vehicle and they claim declaration. On declaration they claim the increase for them, though it's a small set of people, but we have taken care for them also. Because every comrade should feel that his needs are addressed. So, the amount for declaration will be substantially increased and very soon the circular for same will also be issued by our HR department. Your bank management is really trying whatever best they can do. Even during COVID times, it was that our federation and our top management worked in the interest of the bankers, our staff, and the basket of benefits that each one of us got was more than what any other bank employee would have got. There were various other banks who somebody gave 5 days, somebody gave 15 days. We were the only bank which gave a basket of benefits and everybody got something. This is the bonding that I was hinting at, comrades. Comrades, let me tell you, we have actively pursuing the revamping of BSBS scheme. How many of you are aware about BSBS scheme? It's a staff benevolence scheme. Can people raise your hands, please? Quite small number, sir. This is what? Our bank has a scheme, which is a staff benevolent scheme. It is called BSBS. If at all, an employee dies in harness, he gets, his kith and kin get 1.75 lakh rupees from the BSBS scheme. It is being contributed by the members of that scheme. They contribute nearly 50 rupees per quarter, per employee. We have taken this up with our top management, that 50 rupees per quarter per employee is not a big amount for individually each one of us. But when we go to hand over that 1.75 lakh rupees to the family members of that family, it really pains us, comrades. It really pains. Because if you look at stature of Bank of India, I'm not demeaning the amount, but 1.75 lakh is a too meager amount for a status of Bank of India employee. So what we did is, we have taken it up aggressively and we have requested our top management that this 1.75 lakh rupees has to minimum increase to 7.5 lakh rupees. Comrades, who is a true leader? A leader is the one who does not only raise questions. A leader is the one who, apart from raising questions or doubts, gives a probable answer or a solution also. Because, see, that fund has to be managed by the members only, the contributions of members only. The reason of asking you all to raise hands was, out of 53,000 employees of our bank, hardly 36,000 are members of BSBS. If all the members become, all the employees become members of BSBS and we increase the quantum from 50 rupees to 100 rupees, 150 rupees per quarter, which is not too heavy for individual pockets. We can easily get it to 7.5 lakh rupees. This is actual leadership, comrades. This is actual leadership. You go with a probable solution so that even your top management, they also feel, nay, they have not just come with a question, they have come with an answer also. We are aggressively taking up the furniture and fixture scheme. Today, all of us, maximum of us must have availed the furniture and fixture scheme. Once it is availed and depreciated, you cannot replenish the limits. What we are demanded is to replenish the entire limits once the item is depreciated. Comrades, your federation, without you all asking, just by understanding your needs, it can be a need of a 20-year-old, 21-year-old who has just joined the bank, or to a 60-year-old, or even to a who is about to retire. Everybody's need is being accounted for. Your federation is standing strong with you, not ahead of you or behind you. Federation is standing with you. Comrades, one very important thing I've said about the monetary things. Sir, I will take a few minutes extra. Sir. Comrades, today we are more than 26,000 officers. But there is a strong difference between people working in administrative offices and people working in branches. Let me tell you, comrades, whosoever is working in administrative office, myself, I am working in head office. I have seen the luxury that a person enjoys in administrative office. I am not saying that people working in administrative offices are not working. We are working. But understand the pain of an employee who is sitting in branch, facing the customer with a cool head. Your federation has taken that into account. Because when we go for APR, what happens? Somebody who has toiled for an entire year, NPA kuch hua at the quarter end, and recovery came in the first week of next month, but he did not get marks for it. And in turn, his APR was reduced. The anomaly in APR has also been taken, comrades. Comrades, officers who are working in branches, my heart really goes out to each one of them, because during COVID times, we visited the branches. They were the actual frontline warriors, interacting with all the customers, never knowing. See, doctors or medical professions knew कि हमारे पास अगर आया है तो ये तो कोविड पेशेंट ही है, बट हमारे ब्रांच में कोई पासबुक प्रिंट करने आया या लोन लेने आया या फॉर्म भरने आया, हमें नहीं मालूम था कि वो कोविड इन्फेक्टेड है कि नहीं है, फिर भी हमने उसको सर्विस दी. The bankers in the branches were actual frontline warriors, and they should be given that benefit during various things. It can be promotion, it can be APR, and this is what your federation has demanded, comrades. Especially pinnacle time पे जब migration हुआ, I don't know how many of you were lucky जिसका फोन data center ने उठाया. People tried calling data center n number of times. कोई लकी कॉलर होगा जिसका नंबर उठा लिया डेटा सेंटर ने, फिर सोल्यूशन मिला कि नहीं वो भी मालूम नहीं, होल्ड पे रखा आधा घंटा. We were waiting for half an hour, and then finally somebody put down the call. After 5 minutes you again gave a call, some new person picked up, again the same story. But really, comrades, आप सबको, those who have worked in branches, आप सबको सच में शत नमन है कि आपने इतना अच्छा माइग्रेशन जो सक्सेसफुल हुआ. It is only and only because of the bankers in the branches who attended the hot-headed customers with a cool head. Really salute to each one of you, comrades. Comrades, your federation is also taking up Like non-monetary things मैंने APR के बारे में बताया. It is actively taking up. Yeah, human. We all are well-learned people. Raisa was saying ना कि read. You should know. वैसा you all must have definitely read the CCC minutes. I'm sure. Your federation has taken up the issue. Number of VCs. What happens, comrades, normally? A branch manager, he starts his day. Before leaving house, he feels that today I have to do, say, one housing loan. It is nearly up, it is fitted in caps. Today I will approve. I'll ask the customer to come for documentation. Tomorrow I will disburse. या gold loan होना है, वैसा होना है. But before he reaches branch, he gets a call from higher authorities. I'll not say zonal manager or deputy zonal manager or anybody. He gets a call. Today you don't have to do loan. You have to do recovery. So the bichara person goes from the branch to market to do recovery. By the time he reaches to do recovery, he gets a call that today it is retail logging day. So he runs back again to the customer. By the time you reach the customer, there is a call. Mission Shodhan is not done. It is not fitted. Your priorities change, comrades. So this is what your federation has taken up also. There should be a limit to VCs. There should be a limit to WhatsApp reportings. Your federation has taken it up, comrades. I will not intrude into Sir's arena, but I'll just take 2 minutes extra. See, comrades, I have told what your federation is doing for you. Now, it's in turn my appeal. What we expect from you. What do we expect? We just expect 2 things, comrades. You make the bank strong, you make the organization strong. Because if these 2 survive, you will survive, comrades. How do we make the bank strong? It is very simple, comrades. Our Raisa also told with a nice story. Be a knowledge worker, comrades. Read the circulars. Read. Because if you are a knowledge worker, nobody can harm you. Read your circulars. Do whatever you can, but do it within the legal frame. Don't cross the legal frame. And when do you know the legal frame? When you have read your circulars. So, be a learned individual. आपको learning allowance भी मिलता है ना? देखा है? Salary में देखा है कि नहीं देखा है? The person sitting over here is the originator for learning allowance. He is the person instrumental for getting learning allowance for all of us. Comrades, how do you make the bank strong? Again, apart from business, please keep your house in order. Ensure compliance. Ensure that you take your audit seriously. Today, unfortunately, our bank is categorized as one of the worst compliant bank. It really pains me to tell from this dais, but that's an actual history, actual facts, comrades. That compliance as a culture, we are not able to percolate across the rank and file, comrades. Do small things, but do it diligently. Comply it. In the haste of achieving figures, don't leave things. Don't cut the corners, comrades. So, because this audit, now because everything is fitted in DMS, that will be the root of any charge sheet, it will be root of any SAR, comrades. So take your audit seriously, take your compliance very seriously, comrades. So you can make your bank strong by working in any area that you are. Contribute. It is not like that only people working in branches can contribute, because they can contribute by doing business. But people sitting in administrative office also, they can comply and contribute for the betterment of the bank. And apart from that, wherever you are working, comrades, we all are leaders. Among the 24 hours, around 9 to 10 hours, or even more than that, we spend in our office. It's a small family, comrades. So stay as a family. अगर branch में गलती से कुछ ऐसा हो जाता है, there is an erratic customer who is showing tantrums, throwing tantrums and abusing, all have to come together. It is not that if the customer is yelling at an advances guy, deposit guy is putting his head in the desktop. We all have to come together, comrades, because banker is a soft target. So, wherever you are, I have just jotted what we expect is, we expect a person to be a leader. And how can he be a leader? He or she can be a leader, sorry. It is by 5 C's. First C is care and compassion. So you show care and compassion towards your peer colleague. He is one of your family members. Care for him, have compassion for him. कभी कभार लेट आता है, जल्दी जाता है, कुछ काम है, छोड़ दीजिए. Heavens are not going to fall. In turn, जब काम होगा, that person will sit late and ensure that the work is done. But you have to have that care and compassion. You need to have communication. And the communication का main चीज है, it should be transparent. Not like our circulars, which is ambiguous. Challenge. Third C is challenge. Challenge your existing process. Question करिए, comrades. The main thing about banking is you should know what to question and when to question. अगर आप क्वेश्चन करते हैं, you all right क्वेश्चन करते हैं, sorry. अगर आप right क्वेश्चन करते हैं at right time, sky is the limit for you, comrades. Fourth C is capacity building. Our bank is investing heavily into trainings. Our bank is investing heavily into digital products. Our Riser was saying, we are implementing retail lending, website, digital lending, everything. जैसे कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग वहां हो रहा है, आप भी आपकी कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग करिए. Do your JIB, CIB, do other courses, be a learned individual. And the most important C, last, is customer service. Comrades, we are into service industry. And the most important C is customer service. If you give good customer service, I don't think for 0.05, 0.10 आपका FD का इधर चला जाएगा या होम लोन वहां चला जाएगा. If you give good customer service, 100% the customer will be with you. So these are the 5 C's that we expect. Now, the most important thing, make organization strong. And how do we make the organization strong? It is by 2 things, comrades. By ensuring all the calls of our federation and confederation, may it be physical demonstration, may it be dharna, may it be yatras, anything, participate, comrade. Kyunki, when will media cover you? When they see a mob of 500 people. अगर 50 लोग रहेंगे, कोई media cover नहीं करेगा. So attend the physical demonstrations. And second and most important thing, social media, comrades. Understand the power of social media. Today, you all must have seen the space of Twitter, Facebook. It has tremendous potential, comrades. The who's who of the world are in Twitter, comrades. Our comrade Sunil Kumar ji has more than 21,000 followers. But how many among us retweet or tweet his thoughts? We need to percolate, because we need to associate normal people with our movement. What is our movement? We are trying to save public sector banks. So to save that, you have to make it a people's movement. Unless you make it a people's movement, you cannot survive, comrades. And to make it a people's movement, you need to be on digital platforms like Twitter and Facebook. We have our Facebook Bank Bachao Desh Bachao page. We have our YouTube channel, AIBOC Bihar. We have our Twitter handles. Follow them. Put your thoughts and ensure that all the thoughts are communicated to the non-bankers, especially friends, family, relatives, because we need to have public opinion. Today, the public opinion or the media opinion about banker is not so good. So we need to change that. And how can we change that? By engaging them into a dialogue. And how do we engage them in dialogue? By tweeting, by putting your thoughts across digital platform, comrades. So this was all that I had to say. Before I conclude my speech, Once again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for extending an invite to me and giving me a warm reception. Thank you, and really congratulations to you for the success of Triennial General Body Meeting. Thank you, comrades. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Bank of India.
Thank you, Dinesh Kawaji, for the powerful speech. That was a vibrant speech. You have enumerated the 5 C's, and your speech has aroused a 6th C in us, that is confidence. Confidence in the minds of the audience gathered here, and thank you, sir.